Across America, SUV dealership lots have transformed into automotive graveyards where million-dollar investments sit rotting in the sun. While consumers think they're getting deals, dealers are hemorrhaging an average of $10,000 per day on bloated inventories of SUVs that nobody wants. These aren't just slow sales, these are vehicles so toxic to dealer profits that some lots are paying just to get them off the property. The math is brutal, and it's about to get worse. Jeep Gladiator. What started as Jeep's triumphant return to the pickup truck market has turned into a dealer-crushing disaster that's bleeding money faster than a punctured radiator. The Gladiator was supposed to be the perfect blend of Wrangler capability and truck practicality. But internal dealer reports show these overpriced vehicles are now costing dealerships an average of $1,500 per month just to keep on the lot. The numbers tell a brutal story that Stellantis executives desperately want to hide. Sales crashed from nearly 90,000 units in 2021 to just 42,000 in 2024. That's a devastating 53% collapse that left dealers stuck with massive inventory they can't move. While Toyota Tacoma buyers drive away happy at $31,500, Gladiator shoppers face sticker prices between $60,000, $1,000 and $72,000 for what's essentially a Wrangler with a bed bolted on the back. The desperation at Stellantis became obvious when they started throwing $20,000 incentives at dealers just to clear inventory. Think about that for a moment. They're literally paying dealers massive cash bonuses because nobody wants these trucks at their inflated prices. Toledo assembly plant workers are facing indefinite layoffs as production drops from 2 shifts to 1, and industry insiders say even that might not be enough. Here's what dealers won't tell you when you walk onto their lot. Every Gladiator sitting there is accumulating interest charges, insurance costs, and depreciation that adds up to serious money. Smart buyers who understand this math are walking away and buying Tacomas or Ford Rangers for $20,000 to $30,000 less. The foolish buyers who fall for dealer pressure tactics end up underwater on loans for trucks that lose value faster than ice melts in summer heat. The key issue is simple. Jeep priced the Gladiator like a luxury vehicle while delivering truck-level refinement and reliability. Volkswagen ID.4 Volkswagen dealers are bleeding an estimated $8,000 per month on every ID.4 sitting on their lots, and that's just the beginning of this electric vehicle nightmare that turned from promising to poisonous overnight. What was once considered one of the best Tesla alternatives became radioactive inventory that dealers couldn't legally sell for months at a time. The disaster started when Volkswagen discovered that ID.4 door handles could malfunction and cause doors to open unexpectedly while driving down the highway. Picture that scenario for a moment. You're cruising at 60 miles per hour when your door suddenly swings open because of a faulty electronic handle. Nearly 99,000 vehicles got recalled, and Volkswagen immediately issued a stop-sale order that lasted for months while they scrambled to find replacement parts. Sales numbers reveal the true devastation that Volkswagen corporate tried to downplay in their public statements. The ID.4 went from selling 37,789 units in 2023 to just 17,021 in 2024. That's a 55% crash that left dealers stuck with inventory they literally could not sell under federal law. Fourth quarter sales got completely decimated, dropping 94% as the recall hit right during the crucial holiday shopping season. Here's where the financial pain gets even worse for dealers. The 2025 model year ID.4 lost its $7,500 federal tax credit, which means customers now face significantly higher effective prices just as the recall damaged consumer confidence. Dealer reports show they're stuck paying monthly carrying costs on vehicles that customers actively avoid, while also losing the main incentive that made electric vehicles attractive to mainstream buyers. Smart shoppers who understand the situation are waiting to see how deep the discounts go, while buyers who jump in now risk getting stuck with a vehicle that has proven safety issues and terrible resale value. Ford Bronco. Ford dealers are now losing approximately $1,200 per month on every Bronco that sits unsold on their lots. And these vehicles that once commanded premium prices are turning into financial anchors that drag down dealer profitability across the country. What started as the most successful vehicle launch in recent memory has become a cautionary tale about how quickly consumer enthusiasm can evaporate. The collapse happened faster than anyone at Ford headquarters anticipated, with sales dropping 25% in 2024, while competitors gained ground. The Jeep Wrangler reclaimed its throne with 113,000 units sold, followed by the Toyota 4Runner, leaving the Bronco in a distant third place with just 76,948 sales. Remember when customers waited 3 years just to get their hands on one of these trucks, but now dealers can't move them off the lot even with significant discounts. Internal Ford documents reveal the company was forced to slash production rates and reassign 400 workers from the Michigan assembly plant to other facilities. This dramatic move shows just how badly Ford miscalculated demand after the initial excitement wore off. Dealer reports indicate that inventory turns have slowed to a crawl, with some Broncos sitting on lots for 4 to 6 months instead of the quick turnaround Ford originally projected. The financial reality is even more painful when you consider that dealers invested heavily in Bronco-specific marketing campaigns, special displays, and staff training during the launch phase. Now they're stuck with aging inventory that's accumulating interest charges, while Ford struggles with ongoing quality issues that have damaged the brand's reputation among potential buyers. Smart consumers who recognize this shift are negotiating aggressively and getting Broncos for thousands below sticker price, while buyers who still think these vehicles are in short supply end up paying inflated prices for trucks that are becoming increasingly common on dealer lots. Stellantis SUV portfolio. Stellantis dealerships are hemorrhaging an average of $100,000 per month in carrying costs alone, making them the most financially dangerous franchise in the automotive industry right now. These aren't small regional dealers struggling with a few slow-moving vehicles. This is a systematic destruction of dealer profitability that spans every major Stellantis brand from Jeep to Ram to Dodge. The carnage becomes clear when you look at the sales numbers that Stellantis executives try desperately to spin as temporary market adjustments. Jeep Grand Cherokee sales crashed 20%, while Dodge Durango dropped 19%. And these weren't budget vehicles sitting unsold. These were premium SUVs with average transaction prices approaching $60,000 each. Dealer inventory reports show supply levels exceeding 106 days, which means vehicles are sitting on lots for more than 3 months while accumulating massive interest charges. Here's where the corporate arrogance really damaged dealer relationships. Former CEO Carlos Tavares pushed average vehicle prices to $58,000, the highest in the entire industry, while simultaneously forcing dealers to accept inventory they couldn't move. Internal dealer council documents reveal that franchise owners warned corporate leadership repeatedly about this unsustainable strategy, but executives prioritized short-term profit margins over long-term dealer viability. The situation got so desperate that dealers essentially revolted, sending scathing letters to corporate headquarters demanding immediate changes. Tavares got fired in December 2024, but the damage was already done. Stellantis now faces inventory reduction targets requiring more than 200,000 unit cuts, which means dealers will spend months offering deep discounts just to clear their lots of overpriced vehicles. Smart buyers who understand this crisis are positioning themselves to take advantage of the coming discount bloodbath, while foolish buyers who pay full price now will watch their vehicles lose value rapidly as desperate dealers flood the market with heavily discounted inventory. Buick Envision. Buick dealers are bleeding an estimated $2,000 per month on every Envision that sits on their lots. And this hidden financial disaster proves that even modest sales success can destroy dealer profitability when inventory management goes wrong. The Envision represents a perfect example of how manufacturers can manipulate sales numbers to hide the real problems crushing their dealer networks. General Motors loves to tout the Envision's 28% sales increase in 2024, but dealer reports reveal the ugly truth behind those numbers. Despite selling 47,340 units, dealers ended the year with 106 days of inventory supply, which means these vehicles are moving slower than luxury competitors from BMW and Mercedes-Benz. The financial mathematics are brutal when you're paying interest and insurance on vehicles that take more than 3 months to sell. Here's where the Envision's positioning creates a nightmare for dealers and buyers alike. This Chinese-built SUV tries to compete against German luxury brands while lacking the prestige and resale value that justify premium pricing. Customers shopping in the $35,000 to $45,000 range can choose proven winners like the Lexus NX or Acura RDX, leaving the Envision stuck in automotive no man's land, where it's too expensive to be a value choice, but not prestigious enough to command luxury prices. The dealer network destruction makes everything worse for remaining franchise owners. General Motors bought out half of Buick's dealers who refused to invest in electric vehicle infrastructure, which sounds positive until you realize that surviving dealers now have to absorb inventory from closed locations while serving larger territories with the same resources. Internal dealer communications show that many remaining Buick dealers are questioning whether the franchise is financially viable long-term. Smart buyers who understand this situation can negotiate aggressive deals on Envisions because dealers desperately need to move aging inventory, while buyers who pay sticker price get stuck with vehicles that depreciate faster than their loan balances decrease. Infiniti QX50/QX55. Infiniti dealers are losing approximately $3,500 per month on every QX50 and QX55 sitting on their lots. And these numbers represent the slow-motion collapse of what was once considered a legitimate luxury brand. The financial devastation goes far beyond simple inventory costs because these vehicles depreciate so rapidly that dealers often lose money even when they do manage to sell them. The sales numbers tell a story of complete brand failure that Infiniti executives desperately try to spin as market repositioning. Total brand sales crashed to just 58,070 units in 2024, which represents a catastrophic decline from the peak of 153,415 vehicles back when Infiniti actually mattered in the luxury market. To put that in perspective, Honda's Acura brand sold more than double that number, while Toyota's Lexus moved over 345,000 vehicles. Even worse, the QX50 managed only 10,722 sales, despite what Infiniti claimed was a 7.9% increase, while the QX55 completely collapsed with sales dropping 31% to just 3,721 vehicles. Think about those numbers for a moment. The QX55 sold fewer units in an entire year than some successful models sell in a single month. Here's the most damning evidence of how badly these vehicles are failing in the marketplace. Infiniti announced that production of both models ends in December 2025, but company officials claim they have enough inventory to supply dealers until summer 2026. That's a devastating admission that these SUVs sell so slowly that 6 months of production can last for 18 months of sales. Dealer reports describe the situation as financially unsustainable, with franchise owners burning through carrying costs on vehicles that lose value faster than ice cream melts in Arizona. Smart buyers who recognize this death spiral can negotiate massive discounts, while buyers who pay anywhere near sticker price will face immediate underwater loan situations. Lincoln Navigator. Lincoln dealers are absorbing crushing losses averaging $4,200 per month on every Navigator sitting unsold on their lots. And the situation gets even worse when lease customers return their vehicles because residual values have collapsed below what anyone expected. This flagship SUV that was supposed to compete with the Cadillac Escalade has instead become a textbook example of how to waste opportunities in a booming luxury truck market. The competitive landscape tells the whole story of Lincoln's complete failure to capitalize on luxury SUV demand. While Cadillac Escalade maintains strong sales and commands premium prices, Navigator inventory sits stagnant for months at a time, with dealers reporting supply levels that would normally move in weeks. The aging platform simply cannot compete against General Motors' refreshed products that offer better technology, more impressive interiors, and stronger brand prestige that wealthy buyers actually care about. Here's where the financial pain becomes unbearable for dealers who believed in Lincoln's luxury positioning. Transaction prices have fallen below manufacturer's suggested retail price for the first time since the Navigator's redesign, which means dealers are selling these $80,000 SUVs at losses just to clear inventory space. Internal dealer reports show that some franchise owners are offering discounts approaching $10,000 just to move vehicles that continue losing value every month they sit on the lot. The lease situation creates an even bigger nightmare for dealers who got stuck holding the bag on residual value guarantees. When Navigator lease customers return their vehicles after 3 years, dealers often discover that actual market values are thousands of dollars below what the leasing companies projected. This forces dealers to absorb massive losses on used vehicles that nobody wants to buy at prices that make financial sense. Smart buyers who understand this desperate situation can negotiate incredible deals on brand new Navigators, while buyers who pay anywhere close to sticker price will watch their investment evaporate faster than morning dew in desert heat. Pacifica Chrysler dealers are drowning in carrying costs exceeding $3,000 per month on every unsold Pacifica minivan, and with over 11,000 2024 models still collecting dust on lots across America, this represents the final death rattle of an entire vehicle category that families have completely abandoned. The financial mathematics become truly devastating when you realize that replacement buyers for these specialty vehicles are becoming increasingly rare every month. Here's the brutal reality that Stellantis executives refuse to acknowledge publicly. The Pacifica is essentially one of only 2 minivans left in the entire American automotive market, which should theoretically give it massive advantages in capturing the remaining demand for traditional family haulers. Instead, dealer reports show that families shopping for 7 or 8 passenger vehicles are overwhelmingly choosing 3-row SUVs like the Toyota Highlander, Honda Pilot, or Chevrolet Traverse, rather than accepting the social stigma that still surrounds minivan ownership. The inventory situation reveals just how badly consumer preferences have shifted away from this once popular segment. Dealers who invested in Pacifica inventory based on historical minivan demand now find themselves stuck with vehicles that can sit on lots for 6 months or longer while accumulating massive interest charges. Internal dealer communications describe the situation as uniquely challenging because, unlike other slow-selling vehicles, there's no realistic hope that minivan demand will recover as younger families continue gravitating toward SUV styling. Chrysler's attempts to modernize the Pacifica with premium features and hybrid powertrains have failed to overcome the fundamental image problem that makes most American families avoid minivans entirely. Dealers report that even significant discounts approaching $8,000 off sticker price often fail to attract buyers who view SUVs as more socially acceptable alternatives. Smart buyers who actually need maximum interior space and don't care about image can negotiate incredible deals on Pacificas because dealers desperately need to clear aging inventory, while buyers who choose trendy SUVs often pay more money for less practical vehicles that can't match minivan functionality. Mazda CX-5. Mazda dealers are burning through an estimated $2,800 per month on every CX-5 that sits unsold on their lots, and this seemingly reliable compact SUV has created a hidden financial disaster that proves even good products can destroy dealer profitability when market dynamics work against you. The irony is painful because the CX-5 actually delivers on its promises of reliability and driving enjoyment, but none of that matters when dealers can't move inventory fast enough to cover their carrying costs. The competitive reality in the compact SUV segment has become absolutely brutal for smaller brands like Mazda that lack the dealer network density of Honda and Toyota. While Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 dealers can afford to carry smaller inventories because customers visit their showrooms regularly, Mazda dealers must stock significantly more vehicles per location just to offer competitive selection. This fundamental disadvantage forces individual Mazda dealers to tie up hundreds of thousands of dollars in inventory that moves much slower than their mainstream competitors. Here's where the mathematics become particularly crushing for Mazda franchise owners. Internal dealer reports show that CX-5 inventory turns average 60 to 70 days compared to 30 to 40 days for comparable Honda and Toyota models. That extra month of carrying costs adds up quickly when you're paying interest on 30 or 40 vehicles at once, especially with current financing rates that have doubled dealer floor plan expenses over the past 2 years. The sales velocity problem creates a vicious cycle that dealer communications describe as increasingly frustrating. Customers shopping for compact SUVs naturally gravitate toward Honda and Toyota dealerships first because of brand recognition and resale value concerns, leaving Mazda dealers competing for the leftover buyers who are often more price sensitive and less likely to pay full retail prices. Smart buyers who recognize this situation can negotiate significant discounts on CX-5 models because dealers need to move aging inventory, while buyers who automatically choose Honda or Toyota often pay premium prices for vehicles that aren't necessarily better than the overlooked Mazda alternative. Cadillac XT4/XT5. Cadillac dealers are hemorrhaging an average of $5,200 per month on every XT4 and XT5 sitting in their premium showrooms. And these numbers represent General Motors' most expensive mistake in trying to transform a fading luxury brand into an SUV powerhouse. The financial devastation goes beyond simple inventory costs because dealers invested millions in upscale facilities and training programs for vehicles that can't command the prices needed to justify luxury positioning. The sales numbers reveal the complete failure of Cadillac's strategy to convert sedan buyers into SUV customers who would pay premium prices for American luxury. The XT4 compact SUV crashed 32% to just 6,208 units sold in 2024, while the larger XT5 dropped 20% to 14,861 vehicles. These numbers are absolutely catastrophic when you consider that successful luxury SUVs like the BMW X3 and Mercedes GLC move 4 to 5 times as many units annually. Here's where the value proposition completely falls apart for both dealers and customers. These Cadillac SUVs command prices similar to their established German competitors, but lack the prestige, resale value, and brand cachet that wealthy buyers expect when spending $50,000 to $60,000 on a luxury vehicle. Internal dealer reports describe frustrated customers who walk into beautiful Cadillac showrooms expecting European-level refinement, but discover vehicles that feel more like upscale Chevrolets with premium price tags. The overhead structure makes everything worse for dealers who built their business models around higher transaction volumes and profit margins. Luxury facilities cost significantly more to operate than mainstream dealerships, with higher rent, specialized staff training, and premium customer amenities that only make financial sense when vehicles move quickly at full margins. Smart buyers who understand luxury vehicle depreciation can negotiate substantial discounts on XT4 and XT5 models because dealers desperately need to clear slow-moving inventory, while buyers who pay full price discover their vehicles lose value faster than European competitors that maintain stronger resale appeal.